today. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Minnesota Vikings taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to Week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
As they begin on the ground. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Play fake. Cousins. And that's taken in. It's B.C. Johnson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Cook. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 43-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. Coverage there by Earl Thomas.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now it's Lockett. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here come the Seahawks. Time for that offense and quarterback Russell Wilson to go to work.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. And he'll throw right away. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And caught left side, Olsen. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2nd down and 4. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Throwing again on second down. Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but it'll be second down.
Incomplete. He was covered by Jeff Gladney.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
Offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now it's Carson. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach. The Steelers not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They run for it with Carson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter's telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a...
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, his third touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Forced out to his left. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants in the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations, they thought he couldn't run it? No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted?
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
Intercepted by the Seahawks.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong, only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session,
And in the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Throwing is Wilson, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Nothing. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
21-yard line.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And some room to run now. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Johnson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Cousins again. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Eddie Pinheiro on for the field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. So they'll decline the penalty there and go ahead and keep the yards lost on that last play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we will skip the highlight show this week, get right back to this Week 3 matchup.
Set to kick off.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone.
This ain't no high school football. Patty cake football.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line.
I really don't know where to go with this one. He caught the pass, but in the opposite direction towards his own end zone. That's not one you get every game.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. That's going to set him back 5 yards. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
A gain of 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing again here, Wilson. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Two, now Wilson steps away to his left. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and run for it. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Now Wilson on first down. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Lets it fly for Thielen. This is caught inside the 15. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and the arm strength is still there, and he showed it off on that one. First down, here's Cousins. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. 20,
Prime
10,
time, baby.
and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks. After the interception, here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick 6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
Taken in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete. Will Dissly, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Wilson.
Yards to go.
That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
First down, Seattle.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. That's complete to Dissly, the tight end. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. To throw again is Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And this offense continues to pour it on. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
10 yards to go.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the early struggles continue.